it's Jacqueline here from Phoenix Inspirations. I am here to do some crafting with you, and today I'm going to be using the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set. It's due to be released in a week's time, a week today. It's one of the new ones from the new Stampin' Up catalogue, and I've been having to play with this set. I've done a couple of cards. I did the split card technique with these two cards, and I used some of the new Misty Moonlight in colours, but I was just curious to see how long it would take to do a few multicoloured cards, just to see, you know, whether it would, Stamparatus cuts down your crafting time. So I've got my large stamp ready on my Stamparatus. I've got my foam mat underneath. I've got a piece of grid paper on top, my cardstock already on there with the magnet to hold it down, and I've just lined up my stamp on the cardstock where I want it. So I'm going to bring my plate over and pick up my stamp. Now it has pulled that a bit, so I'm just going to pop that back into its place in the markers, and I'm going to start off with some Flirty Flamingo, I think. So let's ink him up. I'm going to grab some rich razzleberry and a bit of sponge. I'm going to dab my sponge into my rich razzleberry and just stamp it in the centre of my flowers quickly. There we go, and then bring it over and press down. Lift up, and that didn't stamp up very well, so let's do that again. Concentrating on the parts that didn't ink up. And I think we'll move the magnet to this corner then while we do this bit. So let's just re-ink the centres with the rich razzleberry. Bring it over again and press down there where it didn't take so well, and hopefully that's worked. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Right, so let's take that one away, bring in some more cardstock and line it up on the Stamparatus, pop the magnet down, and then I'm going to grab my chamois and clean off my stamp. I think I'm going to be able to, with the chamois, I can get right in the middle, clean those centres off. There we go. And next, I think I'm going to use, let's have a look, use some Bermuda Bay. So we'll pop the lids back on those ink pads there. And in the centre of these, I think I'm going to have a bit of Blueberry Bushel, which is one of our retiring ink colours. So let's ink up the flowers, Bermuda Bay. And grab a sponge, dab it into the ink and then go around the centres. And bring it over. Press down. Lift up. Oh yes, that one's come out quite nicely. So that is Bermuda Bay and Blueberry Bushel. So again, we'll close up our stamp sets to avoid a disaster, which usually follows if I don't close my stamp set, and clean the stamp again. You can see that the ink's collected in the centres, but I'm able to just get in there with the chamois and clean it off. So that's not too bad. So now I'm going to use, I'm going to put some cardstock down first. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So line the cardstock up. You can see I've made a mark on my grid paper, so I know exactly where my cardstock is going. Place the magnet down, and pumpkin pie. And then this one is going to have early espresso in the middle. So I get a clean piece of sponge, dab it in my early espresso, and then you've guessed it, in the middle of my flowers. Lovely. And bring it over, press down. Lift it up. Yep. And if I suddenly dash off, you'll know it's because the cat's trying to escape, because he's just come into the room. So that is our pumpkin pie and early espresso, and I'm going to do one more. So I've got one more piece of cardstock to line up. Put my magnet down, and this one is going to be rich razzleberry. So I think the centre of the rich razzleberry can have blueberry bushel as well. I can just darken it down a bit. So first of all, I need to clean off my stamp. There we go. So we've managed to do 4 card panels so far, all the same but different colours. Which, I mean, if you're doing wedding invitations or just invitations in general, this Stamparatus is brilliant for doing things like that. Right, so rich razzleberry. Oh, that's a nice colour. And blueberry bushel, which I think was that sponge. I'm going to dab it in the middle and then just pop it like so. Oh, this was quite dark, isn't it? Make sure it's all being pressed down. And there we go. So right, I'm going to take this off now and I'm going to dispense with the Stamparatus. Take the plate off first, so I pop it somewhere where I can clean it afterwards. So now I'm going to do the centre of my flowers. So for that I'm going to use a nice bright punchy yellow, which is Pineapple Punch. And let's grab the centre and let's just get the centres in and start to bring these cards to life. There we go. I must admit, I do like this Bermuda Bay colour one. I think that's my favourite. That's that one, and then we've got the pumpkin pie and early espresso. And I'm just altering the angle slightly of this stamp so that it fits in the space. It's not an exact match. It's to give like a watercolour impression, I suppose. And then we have the Flirty Flamingo and rich Razzleberry. So before I start decorating around the edges, I'm going to add my sentiments, because I know that if I start getting stamp happy with the flowers and the leaves, then there'll be no room for any sentiments. So let's have a look. Let's grab the rich Razzleberry and do the sentiment for this one. And this one is, I think, Get Well Soon. Yeah. So let's have a look. I think that's going to fit down in the bottom there. There we go, Get Well Soon. And for the pumpkin pie. Let's do early espresso. I'm going to find another sentiment, and this one is thinking of you. So let's mount it up on our block. And we'll pop that one there. There we go. Bermuda Bay, so we'll use blueberry bushel for that one. And that one can be, let's have a look. I like you a lot, yes. Well, I like the colour combination a lot, so I suppose that's a very good sentiment to put on that one, isn't it? Get that on there. Oh, let's make sure he's a bit straighter than that. No, still not straight. Let's pop him down. That's it. If we line him up like that, oh, still can't do it that way. Come on. And then pick him up. Blueberry bushel. And again, I think this one's going to go down on the bottom. And finally, we've got our rich razzleberry, which I think I shall do blueberry bushel again for that one. And this one is going to be Sure Do Miss You, which is very apt for this period in time. I can think of a lot of people to send this message to. So again, I think this one's going to go at the top. Oops, be careful, I've got a bit of ink on there. Lovely. Right, so keep that one there because we're going to keep adding to these cards now. We're on a roll. So I'm going to grab one of my flowers, and I'm going to grab my pineapple punch again, and I'm going to see if I've got room to pop some flowers on. I think I can probably fit one there. So let's ink him up and get him down there. There we go. And let's see we can fit part of a one there, can't we? Doesn't matter if it pops off the page. There we go. So we've got 3 on there. Let's bring you back. Let's get you there. We can fit another one in here, I think. Can we fit one in? Yeah. So we've got that one there. And then let's pop one there. I like to do things in 3s or 5s. Even though I do love my symmetry. So let's pop you down there, and I'm going to pop you there, and you there. So these are coming together quite quickly now, these cards. There we go. leaves. Now there are 3 different types of leaf on here. You've got the one with the pointy bits on, and you've got just a plain oval, and you've got a teeny tiny one, but I'm going to use the middle size one for these cards, and I'm going to use Old Olive for these. So let's start adding some greenery to our cards. Start bringing them to life. Pop another one in there. There we go. So these are done in 5s. So let's get you there, you there. It'll take about 15 minutes so far to get this far. I think maybe less. There we go. This set does have a matching die with it that cuts the outline and adds a bit of detail to your flower. I didn't go for that, I must admit. When I first looked at this stamp, I thought, what on earth did I get this for? Hadn't a clue what to do with it, but I've fallen totally in love with it. And I think it's going to be one of my favourites. There we go. So that's our green. Now I'm going to keep the green out, and I'm going to stamp the middle to the little yellow flowers. So I'm going to grab myself, I can find some anywhere. There we go. Piece of scrap grid paper, because what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stamp off. So ink it up, stamp off. So it's only a very pale green then that's going in the centre of the flowers. There we go. Got a creaky chair. There we go, and last but not least, Bermuda Bay. So stamp off, and again, there we go. So now what we've got some little teeny tiny flowers now. Teeny weeny, don't know if you can see that. And I think I'm going to use, what am I going to use for that? I'm just going to use the one colour, I think. Let's have a look. I'm going to use a little pale blue, and I'm going to use Balmy blue. So I'm just going to, let's see what that looks like. That looks very much like that, doesn't it? So maybe I'll leave that one. Let's have a look. So we'll pop one there. We'll pop one there. And we'll pop one there. 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 And then for the Bermuda Bay, we'll grab the blueberry bushel again. Let's have a look. Yeah, like that. So one there. One there. And one there. So I think that's all the stamping I'm going to do. We've used all the flowers, we've used the leaves. I haven't used all the leaves, but we've used leaves. We've got little tiny flowers. Now I'm going to pop them onto my card bases. So we've got Bermuda Bay. Let's grab some wet glue. And let's get that one down. Lovely. And I'm going to use a piece of paper just in case I've got dirty fingers and I don't want to leave smudges all over it. So that's the Bermuda Bay. Now we've got rich Razzleberry. That one down, straighten him up a bit, piece of paper, Flirty Flamingo, and last but not least, we've got some pumpkin pie. There we go. Lovely. Look at covering up those splodges there. So we're down, straighten him up. Lovely, and then smush him down Now, my card is complete without a bit of bling. So let's get some bling. My pickup tool, and I think I'm going to, let's have a look. I think I'm just going to add it to the centres of my little blue flowers, just to highlight those. There we go. Oh, gorgeous. Nothing to stop you adding more bling if you wish. I always said you can never have too much bling. But we'll err on the side of caution this time and just add the 3. There we go, last ones, and we're done. So I'm thinking possibly half an hour or just a little bit less for 4 cards, virtually the same but different in that the colours are different, placing of some of the images is different, but they all started the same. They all started with the large stamp in the same position. So yeah, perfect stamping. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. Thank you for your time. Pop me a little comment down if you see this. Tell me if you like them or not. And I'll see you again soon. I've been Jacqueline from Phoenix Inspirations. You can find me phoenixinspirations.blogspot. I am on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks very much. Bye bye.